Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Carol here, and I'm back with another What I Eat in a Day video. I just went to CrossFit. Today is Monday morning. I dropped my kids off at school. I've got my big water with my microbiome drink in there, and also a half a scoop of BCAAs. And I'm a little more than halfway done with that. I had my 1 cup of black coffee. I didn't finish it, it's about half gone. I usually brew my own organic coffee that I get at Costco. It's called Jose's, it's the best. I brew my own coffee, I keep it in the fridge, and I just fill up half of a cup of coffee with half a cup of hot water. I just like having a warm drink in the morning, but I don't like all that caffeine. If you've been watching, you know I had a garage sale on Saturday morning. It was our neighborhood's annual garage sale, and people come from all over the island to buy things from our neighborhood and the several surrounding neighborhoods. So it was a great chance to see my neighbors and talk to some people I haven't talked to in a long time. A couple people said they've been thinking of me, but they just didn't know what to say, and I totally get that. I mean, when a tragedy happens, you don't really know what to say. You're kind of like, well, I don't want to bother them, I'll just leave them alone. And I totally get that. When I hear of friends having a tragedy, I tend to take that really hard also, and my heart goes out to that person, and I even cry over them, you know. And I know that a lot of people are that way. They just really feel for other people that are going through a hard time, and so a lot of people expressed that to me, and it was really nice to hear. And I sold some stuff. I did pretty well. I made like $210. I'm selling just like toys and a couple of larger items, but a lot of it I just packed up and donated. It was a lot of work. I spent all week just kind of purging through my house and getting rid of things, but in the end it was worth it. It was 90 degrees that day, so it was extremely hot in the blazing sun. We didn't have any shade, so I kept hiding in the garage, and then when people would come, I would come out. But it was a good experience, and I'm glad that we did it. And then we packed everything up, and I tried to film that day what I ate, but it was such a crazy day. I had around 10 a.m. I started to get hungry because I had been up since 5. And I ate some leftover broccoli, just cold out of the fridge. And it was starting to get busy at that time, a lot of people stopping in. So then I had my veggies and hummus, and I drank tons of water, just kept refilling my bottle. And then we packed up and went camping. I packed everything up from the garage sale, went and got my kids from their cross-country meet, loaded up the cooler, put the chili and the rice in there that I had made. Ended up making more rice because more people I found out were coming, so I wanted to have enough for everybody. I made lots of chili, and it ended up being perfect. We loaded everything up in 2 cars. My friend drove and I drove, and we went up the mountain to camp in the woods. It was beautiful. I barely took any pictures, but the stars were just amazing. It's at like 7 or 8,000 feet elevation, so it's nice and cool up there, and it was just so nice to get out of the heat. We actually had our puffy jackets on and our beanies. We ate the chili and rice, and it was really good. And then we all just kind of hung out talking, and there's a nature trail that's like a half-a-mile loop around the campground up there. It's in a big grove of trees called Hosmer Grove. Some guy planted them in the 30s, and so there's just big, huge, old 100-year-old trees there. And it was so beautiful, and I had a really strange experience in the woods that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I felt crazy at the time. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think of this. So throughout the day, people were talking to me about John, and you know, it's been a few days since I've like had a conversation about him, or since I've cried. Me being super busy with all the tasks that I have to do, and getting ready for the garage sale, and just making daily videos and editing and things like that really keeps me busy and keeps me focused, and I've been feeling really good, not having super emotional days. But I find that they're gonna come. You can't avoid it, you know, you can't outrun it. They're still gonna happen. So just talking about John all day with my neighbors and things like that really kind of put it in the front of my mind. And then when we were camping, I finally was like able to relax and kind of unwind and unplug. And I went off on the nature trail by myself, and there's all these huge eucalyptus trees with like a little bit of moss growing on one side of them. And I just had this overwhelming urge to hug a tree. I don't think I've ever hugged a tree in my life, which is kind of strange because I'm sort of a hippie at heart. But so I hugged this tree, and it ended up being about the same size around as John. And it also had some moss on it. Like John was 6'3", and so when I hugged him, my face would be up against his chest, and he had a little bit of fur on his chest, a little hair on his chest, you know. And I hugged the tree, and I felt I closed my eyes and I felt him. I felt a hug from him. And I forgot how much I missed his hugs and how his hugs made me feel like everything's gonna be okay, you know? And so I just started bawling and hugging this tree. It was very strange, but it was very healing. I kind of felt like I had one of his hugs and like everything was gonna be okay, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. I find nature incredibly healing. Let me know if you guys have ever had an experience like that, or if you find that just getting out in nature and taking the time to unwind and unplug and be surrounded by nature's beauty, if you think that that is if that's something that heals you. And I need to do that more often for sure. Even just going for walks outside, but just getting out into the forest where you're just surrounded by trees and the wind and the birds, and there's a bunch of native Hawaiian birds up there and they're really cool, and they make the prettiest calls, and it was just a beautiful experience. So I need to make time to do that more often. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I've been thinking about it nonstop. Yesterday, I pretty much cried all day. I was tired, didn't sleep too well when we were camping. And so I had a lot to, you know, we came home, I had to unpack the cars and put all the camping gear away, which I still am not done with, unload the cooler. And I mean, my boys helped me, but it's just a lot of work. And I still have garage sale stuff all over. I have some people coming over today. I'm having a very important meeting in 1 hour. So I need to go home and overhaul my house and make it presentable and maybe even take a shower. I don't know if I'll have time to do all of that. So I don't know when I'll be able to eat, but I really I need to prep some food because I don't have anything prepped right now. I do have half of a sweet potato. Last night after camping, I had half of a giant sweet potato and a zucchini. And I wasn't really that hungry. So I have the other half and I have a couple zucchini. I could make that really quickly. I also prepped a salad yesterday. So I have that. I want to prep some food, some like a nice dish to have for the next few dinners, but it might not happen today. But after this meeting, my day is going to loosen up a lot. So I just need to get home and get cracking on cleaning my house, and I will catch up with you guys later. All right, my meeting was a big success. I have something very exciting that is happening right now in my life, and I've been hoping for a certain outcome for the last 3 months. I think it's too early to say that it may be happening. Anyway, the meeting was very successful. I feel good about it, but I am hungry. It is noon. I have a big salad with romaine lettuce, lots of my broccoli sprouts, some veggies on top, and I'm just whipping up a dressing out of my oil-free hummus. I added some lemon juice to it to kind of thin it out, and I'm just gonna put this on my salad. This is mostly beans, and I'm using kind of a lot of it because I want the protein, I want the fiber, and I want to be full. So, okay, that looks amazing. And if I'm still hungry after this, I'll probably have the rest of my giant sweet potato. Okay, so I've got some time before I take the kids to practice. 1 hour. And I thought I would make my cabbage enchiladas. Before I ate my salad, I put a head of cabbage in this pot. And it's just been simmering, and then I pulled the leaves off. They're nice and soft. And I'm gonna roll them up and put them in the dish. I made a delicious filling with some leftover rice, bell peppers, shredded carrots, 1 zucchini, and 1 onion. I'm gonna add the last 2 cups of my black refried beans that I made. So I'm just mixing the black beans in with the rest of the veggies. Oh, and I also put some minced garlic in there at the beginning. And let's get to rolling. It's the hottest time of day in here to be making enchiladas. Here. But let me get down here. If you guys have been following me, you know that I'm addicted to cabbage. Is that a thing? So I like to make them pretty full. And I just roll the sides like this and roll it up. The cabbage is so sweet and delicious when it's cooked, and it just makes a perfect little container for these enchiladas. Okay, I'm just gonna keep rolling these, and I made a sauce to go on top I'll tell you about. Okay, my enchiladas are all rolled up. They look so good. I made a sauce out of 1 block of tofu, 1 bag of frozen cauliflower, a small bag, it's like a 8-ounce bag, lots of miso, little nutritional yeast, some garlic and onion powder, and some apple cider vinegar. I'm just gonna sprinkle it with my favorite, cumin. And I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm not gonna bake it right now because it's 2:30 in the afternoon and it's super hot in here. But when I'm ready to eat, I'm gonna pop these in the oven for just about 20 or 30 minutes. I wanted to show you guys, when I'm done making the enchiladas, I still have the inside of the cabbage. This is the leaves that I didn't need to use and that are kind of too small to stuff. So I'm just gonna put this in here, and it's already steamed and nice and soft. This is so amazing just to snack on. I really love the taste of cabbage. So I'm gonna save this and I'll have this probably before I eat lunch tomorrow. I usually have a snack and this is probably gonna be it. Okay, you guys, it's almost 7 o'clock and I've already had 2 enchiladas. I'm gonna have 1 more. They're so good. I'm just putting a little bit of salsa on top. And I think this is gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you are enjoying it, and I'll see you all in the next one.